Today's video is one that I've been looking forward to for a long time, and that is the replacement of my stock 981 steering wheel with the latest wheel from the 982, 992 Boxsters and 911s. You remember Williams supplied the LED tail light, which I fitted on this car a few weeks ago, and it's totally transformed the look of the rear of the car. When I mentioned that I was looking for an update steering wheel for my 981, he said, that's fine, I'll send you one. And you can try it out and see what you think. And if you like it, it's yours. So that's enormously generous of William. Mind you, the price of these wheels is surprisingly affordable, especially considering what they retail for new, which is in the thousands. Even if you're looking secondhand on eBay or Facebook Marketplace, whatever, they're still not cheap. So William offers a viable alternative to those with beautifully finished wheels, complete with airbag as well, which is fantastic. So given that I've got audio, menu and phone controls on my wheel, I've opted for a replacement wheel that has corresponding controls on it, and rather than go with the added complexity of getting an additional module fitted to the car to accommodate the Sports Plus wheel, I've opted to keep those in the center console here and just control those here like I normally would. But anyway, let's get this one off and fit the new one and see how easy it is to do and how it looks at the end. Now, just before we kick off, the first and most important thing that you need to do is you need to disconnect your battery, and you need to do it for at least half an hour. My battery has been disconnected for an hour and a half, so I think that's more than safe. Disconnect the negative terminal first, put that somewhere safe, disconnect the positive terminal second, and make sure that the spanner that you use to disconnect these terminals never ends up touching the positive and negative terminals on your battery, or else you're going to end up with a nice charge of electricity running through your body. A little tip though, before you actually disconnect the battery, I recommend that you actually open your doors first. Because if you don't open your doors first, you'll notice that the glass here normally tucks in under the roof. This is obviously on a Boxster. On a Cayman, it's I don't know if it's a similar situation with a Cayman, that the windows come down a fraction when you open up your doors, but I would recommend opening your doors first and then disconnect your battery, because this was a bit of a faff to pull. I mean, it wasn't really a faff, it's just that I had to force a little bit to pull it out because of the way the window latches underneath the roof. So open your doors first, then disconnect your battery, wait at least half an hour, preferably an hour, and then you can get to work. Now, in case you didn't already know, your battery lives underneath this cover here. So this just pulls out and your battery's here. Like I said, make sure you disconnect your negative terminal first. I've got that sitting down here now. Then disconnect your positive terminal, put that out of the way, and wait at least half an hour, preferably an hour, I think, just to be safe. Now, the first thing I'll tell you is you don't have to worry about your steering wheel being perfectly straight, because there is a mark on the steering column shaft, as well as a mark on the steering wheel that all the steering wheels that Williams supplies, so you can line it up perfectly. It doesn't matter if your wheel's turned a bit, that's fine. First thing you got to do to remove your steering wheel is to actually remove the airbag. And to do that, there is a little peephole underneath the steering wheel where you insert a screwdriver that moves a spring-loaded lever inside the wheel, which then makes the airbag assembly pop out. And that is, we'll go under the steering wheel here. Okay, it's here where my finger is. You can see there's a little hole there. Now, it looks like, I can't tell from here on this little screen, but it looks like that's never been pressed in before. But you put a screwdriver in there, you push up, and then the airbag assembly should pop out, which is just this center section here. Okay, now apologise if I look like a bit of a dork. I'm wearing a hat backwards because I want to film with this little camera everything that's happening here. So hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. We've got another view here. So we've got cameras all over the joint. Hopefully this is going to work. Where are you? I feel like a gynecologist operating in the dark. All right, I'm in, push. Okay, and out comes the airbag. So what you're best off doing is having a screwdriver in there, that angle, so that the face of the screwdriver blade faces the driver and passenger side door, and it's pointy front and back. Push that up and you'll feel a spring resistance, and when that resistance, when you feel that springiness and you push up, then the airbag assembly pops out, as you can see here. And one thing you notice straight away when you get the new steering wheel compared to this old one is just how deep the airbag assembly is in this. It's really quite deep, whereas the new one is more like this, which explains why, or at least partly goes to explain why the new steering wheel is more concave and the airbag is set away from the driver, whereas this one is almost convex where the airbag is towards the driver. So that's part of the appeal of the new one in my book. We have 3 wires. We have an earth and we have 2 of these connectors here for the airbag. There we go. All right, so that is off. With these little tabs here, we want to push up the orange tab. Once the orange tab goes up, like that, then the plug itself comes off. And then just give that a little jiggle. Out comes that one, and then up comes the next one. Pull the wire out from this little catch here. You can see there's a little catch, so don't get a caught on that. And there you go, there's your airbag assembly. Lay that down, don't throw it around. And the next bit we have is the removal of the wheel itself from the steering column shaft. Now there is a special 12 spline tool for that, and that goes straight in here. Okay, in we go. That's fairly easy. And out she comes. That's what that looks like. There is the plug that will squeeze down, and then this whole plug will pull out. I've got to use a screwdriver to push that little tab down and get my sausage finger in there as well and pull the plug out. There we go. That comes out pretty easily. Just a little tab there, push that down with a screwdriver while you pull this out with your fingers, and then that's what it reveals behind. There we go, wheel is out. All right, so the first thing we need to do with this wheel is to remove the airbag assembly. And this one has 2 little holes. It has one here, and it has one over here. Actually, you can do one at a time with this, I noticed, because I did this the other day. This one is actually quite a lot easier, although it has got 2. You can feel the spring. Okay, I got one side, got my finger under it. Other side, have I got you? Yes. Okay. Now look how much smaller that airbag is. It's much shallower than the other one. Now again, like last time, this has got corresponding plugs for the airbag assembly. We've got that same plug for the top. Ah, yes. So that's how it's looking right now. So we've got the 2 plugs here for the airbag. This plug now I've pushed in to where it goes. Everything else here fits in the gaps where they're supposed to go. You can see these are the 2 holes where the airbag meets up. It has these 2 lugs. You can see there's one sticking up there. There's another one sticking up there. And they go into these 2 holes. And when you're pressing the side, those shiny bars that you see press inwards and allow you to remove the airbag. By the way, if these 3 torque screws on your horn trigger plate are tightened down all the way, back them off a turn or so, otherwise you run the risk of your horn going off far too easily, possibly when you even just nudge the wheel with your knee. We've got to make sure these 2 orange things are up nice and high first, or else we can't plug them in. So, all right, we'll go yellow first. Yes, that one's in. Beautiful. Brown one. Yep, you're in. You can feel that seat in there, and then it's just a matter of pushing it in. Oh shit, no, I haven't bolted the bloody wheel on. What a goose. In fact, I should have done that before I even plugged these in. Okay, so put the steering column bolt back in. Ah, that's nice, the way that's seating in. All right, let's hope that you go back in without any trouble. Seems you do. And do you? Yes. Seems you do as well. Let's plug in the battery. Reverse of what we did to take it off. Positive back on first. And then make sure you put it on properly, because you don't want a poor contact when you first reconnect it. You want it to be connected properly. Okay, here we go. Minus. Okay, and here everything waking up. Doors unlocking or locking, whatever it is that they're doing. All right, both terminals nice and tight. All right, so we've got an airbag light. As it turns out, the airbag warning light is a common issue when you disconnect an airbag from a car, and can be easily cleared either at your dealership or if you have a scan tool. In fact, I just ordered a scan tool off Amazon, so I'll plug that in and hopefully I can remove that airbag warning light. So what do I think of the wheel? Well, I love it. I think it's very well put together. The fit and finish is excellent. The quality of materials used seem to be high. Everything works perfectly. The paddle shifters work fine. The audio controls, the phone controls. I think it adds a whole new level of quality and style to the interior of this car, which, as I mentioned before, is not that much different to the current 718. So this really elevates the interior to a whole new level, I think. If you want to get your own, just head over to PorscheMaster.com and you'll find a bunch of other accessories over there for both the 987, 981 and the new 982 series of Boxsters and Caymans. All right, thanks for watching. Hope to see you in the next one. Bye.